Gentlemen, boys and girls, mamas and papas, dudes and dudesses, Friday feeling. I'm in a very, very, lively mood, and I'm happy. Part of the reason for my happiness is that 𝐕𝐵𝐵 is sick. So whenever bad things happen to him, I am delighted, I'm joyous, I'm joyful, I'm exasperated. Welcome to Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Tunde Young, and of course, 𝐕𝐵𝐵 is here. Olawale is not here, but the show remains the same. Okwe, how are you feeling? I hope your insides are burning up.
My parents used to pray one prayer for me that is there everybody that has the grace to wish their enemies well. So the fact that you started the show and you say you're happy that I've been really heavy under the weather means that you have entered my enemy list.
Oh, I just entered. May I consider myself there this whole time?
No, you are just a Chelsea fan. So that's a different kind of enmity. that one is on a whole new level. You are just a Chelsea fan. But now I've upgraded your status with me to enemy one. So your own is even double portion. You're a Chelsea fan. You are now on my enemy list again. So don't worry. We have entered the same one leg of trouser at a war. Fire for fire now like this.
Yeah, 𝐸𝐭, thank you very much. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be on your enemies list. Anyway, welcome to the show, of course, Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM, and we have a lot to talk about. The Champions League activities of Tuesday, Wednesday, and of course Europa League that happened yesterday. Let me not forget the Thursday people. Europa League and Europa Conference League. We saw some results. Just notable result: Bayer Leverkusen beating Aachen by 4-0. Liverpool, the mighty, are falling 3-1 away at 𝐿ASK in Austria. Panathinaikos 2-0 against Villarreal. Karabakh 1-0 against Moda. Rennes 3-0 versus Maccabi Haifa. Royal Union Saint-Gilloise ended 1-1 against Toulouse. Slavia Prague 2-0 away at Servette. AS Roma 2-1 winners. Ajax Marseille, arguably the game of the week. Champions League, Europa League, whatever league. Ajax Marseille yesterday was an
quality game.
Was an absolute
quality
cracker.
Game.
An absolute crack. Ajax took a 2-goal lead early in the game. We saw Carlos Borges, the youngster from that Ajax signed from Manchester City, opened the scoring. Then Steven Berghaus made it 2-0 after 20 minutes, and Marseille were looking dejected, but they came back immediately. Jonathan Klaus and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang
2 goals
with the goals in the first half to equalize. They were missing chance after chance. Taylor put Ajax back in front 3-2, and Aubameyang said no. 78 minutes, 3-3. Chances were missed again after that, but that's how that one ended. I was going to ask what game caught your eye, but I know you don't really mess with these Thursday activities.
Funny enough, I mean, there were so many games on TV yesterday.
Yep.
Almost about 6 games, depending on the bouquet you subscribe for your satellite TV. So I was shuttling between the game of between Brighton's game. By the way, they lost at home. They lost at the Amex Stadium, their first game, which doesn't look. I looked at that group, and I just have a feeling that Brighton may not even qualify from that group. If they are lucky enough,
they are in the group of death.
If they are lucky enough, they could drop to the UEFA Conference League. But as it is now, they actually rated bottom on that group, and as they were playing, West Ham was also playing. So as I was, and both goals scored by Brighton were penalties, by the way. So as I was watching Brighton's game, I'll just get update on my phone that West Ham have scored. Then I'll switch over to West Ham again. And while you're still on that one, you jump back to Brighton. Then the next thing is Kudus have scored, and I'm like, which of these games do I want to go? So it was certainly a big. I didn't watch Liverpool's game, so we were watching it before we left the studio. But I just felt like it's a routine. Liverpool was always going to win, despite the fact that they went a goal down. Mm-hmm. But I think the game for me certainly had to be. I was shuttling between all of the English teams: Aston Villa, West Ham, and Brighton. So I watched all of the English games.
Yeah, speaking of Brighton, in case you don't know what group Brighton are in, they are in Group B alongside 𝐸𝐭 Athens, who they lost to yesterday at the Amex 3-2. Marseille and Ajax.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Athens are a big club in Greece.
Yes.
And then, of course, I know Marseille.
I think after Paris, Salonika, I think
Olympiacos.
Olympiacos.
They are big four. Yes. Olympiacos, PAOK, Panathinaikos,
and 𝐸𝐭 Athens.
So Brighton are not going to have it easy, and it's a quick reality check for Premier League fans that were talking anyhow on Wednesday. I saw some tweets talking about Brighton can beat Bayern Munich
competing for the Premier League title. Actually,
when Bayern Munich was showing Man U terrible things,
and they said he was right, he can beat this Bayern Munich team. I say, well.
Now he don't regret.
2 penalties. He couldn't even score from open play yesterday.
So 𝐻𝐾 has pressed their name gone. Since we're on that game, let's just run through. I think 𝐕𝐵𝐁 opened the scoring. João Pedro equalized through a penalty.
Quality headed goal from 𝐒𝐫𝐵.
Yeah, Latinovic put 𝐻𝐾 back in front on the 40th minute. Pedro equalized again with another penalty. 67 minutes. And he thought Brighton were in for that final charge, but 𝐻𝐾𝐲 was the player that got the winning goal for 𝐻𝐾 Athens in the 84th minute. Roma also did the business yesterday. 2-1 win for them. Romelu Lukaku on the score sheet now, back-to-back games. We're expecting Lukaku to be a hit for Jose Mourinho's side. Okay.
Well, at least he still continues his scoring streak. I think he's got 16 goals in the second tier of European football right now. Got another goal for them last time. Unfortunately, I really don't know where to place Romelu Lukaku. And this is what I mean. When he came into Chelsea as a 17-year-old from Anderlecht, he looked like the next big deal to take over from Didier Drogba. Was supposed to be the heir because the physicality. I mean, you look at Lukaku when he came to Chelsea, and you ask yourself, does he really look like a 17-year-old with his heavy dreads and his big stature? But he looks like he's probably not just cut to play at the big level. Now, depends on when you look at Manchester United and his time at Manchester United. From Chelsea, he moved over to West Bromwich Albion. He was bought on a record signing. I remember Sir Alex Ferguson's last game as Manchester United manager. It was a 4-4 draw against West Bromwich Albion. Lukaku came in the second half, and I think he got a hat-trick for himself. He denied Sir Alex Ferguson the opportunity to play his last match on a victory note for Manchester United. So you look at his journey, all of these times, and you ask yourself again, he has a phenomenal season with Inter Milan, won the Scudetto with them. He was everywhere. We're thinking he was going to be the next big deal. Came over to Chelsea, £100 million. We don't even know he's out on loan, he's back. He doesn't want to. So he's just out so much around the ball. Also, but we would always have a way to get the best, especially out of players that have proven difficult to handle by other managers. So he has scored 2 goals in the last 2 games for AS Roma now. He scored in the league over the weekend. He scored in the Europa Cup yesterday again. So you just have a feeling that he will gradually get into that side. And I mean, it's Mourinho, for goodness sakes. I mean, for somebody to get the best out of Diego Costa, to get the best out of what's his name now, Balotelli. So also Mourinho always have a way of handling those, in quotes, tricky players that psychologically you don't even know where to place them. You don't know, maybe they're happy when they're scoring goals. You don't know where they're sad when they're not scoring goals. So I think Mourinho is probably going to get the best out of Lukaku. The fact that I could drop to that level of AS Roma, for someone that I played for Chelsea, played for Manchester United, Everton, you have a feeling that him coming to Roma is just like, you know what, let me see what. Besides, I find it difficult to also balance his performance at club and national team. He became the records goal scorer for Belgium, all-time records goal scorer, and after that he has scored a couple of more goals for them. So he had broken the record. He's now setting his record, and I don't even know who is going to come close to Romelu Lukaku if he plays for Belgium. So you look at his pace and you ask yourself what exactly is going on at club level. But I think under Jose Mourinho, he's probably just going to pick his form back.
Yeah, we're expecting him to pick his form back to back-to-back games scoring right now. Before we go on the first break of the show, West Ham also won 3-1. Mohamed Kudus with the brace, his first goals as a West Ham United player. Other interesting results from the conference. It became the first Bosnian team.
That was a very interesting game. 3-0.
Yeah.
And 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, and the final goal.
In their first game in European football, and European football, a question or two for you to answer.
It's time to break it open.
Of Lagos. In a world where words hold the power to change destinies, step up as a spelling bee hero and embrace the magic of words. The MTN 𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐶 Spelling Bee competition is calling on all spelling champs like you to rise, excel, and amaze the world with your spelling prowess. Parents, register your kids now as students at mpulse.mtn.ng to participate and stand the chance to be the MTN CEO for a day, the face of MTN 𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐶 for a year, and 18 million naira worth of prizes. Visit mpulse.mtn.ng to participate now. MTN, what are we doing today?
Come and give me some flavor. Yeah, I want my flavor. Golden penny noodles, yeah, that's where I get my flavor.
Golden penny noodles comes in jollof chicken flavor, goat meat pepper soup flavor, jollof hot flavor, and the newly improved chicken flavor. Now available in a new pack. Golden penny noodles. I want what I want.
Me, I just want my flavor.
Omo, our eye don't see way for this cash palava. As conductor they shout, as you enter, so enter with your change. Market women go dey holla.
I beg, this somebody don't tell no fit collect now.
Supermarket people go dey tell you say,
okay, we no get change. I beg, use and take sweet now.
When you come see that better yama roasted fish with all the hungry you since in come.
I no carry my wallet come out too.
See, life not supposed hard like this, so that make all of us for Nigeria they pay for everything with Momo. Dial *671# or download the new Momo app. Make you follow enjoy this better life. Momo, better than cash.
Come and give me some flavor. Yeah, I want my flavor. Golden penny noodles, yeah, that's where I get my flavor.
Golden penny noodles comes in jollof chicken flavor, goat meat pepper soup flavor, jollof hot flavor, and the newly improved chicken flavor. Now available in a new pack. Golden penny noodles. I want what I want.
Me, I just want my flavor.
Yes, who are you?
What's up, Pop? I'm Young Love Booty, your daughter Nina's boyfriend.
God forbid.
Last month, Nina gave me this phone to repair, and she called asking me to return the SIM urgently.
Ah, that's my old Airtel. Why didn't you say so before? Nina, dear, Young Love Booty is here. Oh.
Do anything to get your Airtel SIM back on if you haven't used it for 30 days or more. To enjoy 12 minutes voice call and 120 megabyte free on every recharge. Recharge 100 Naira and down. *141, *341, *1# now.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial. 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial.
Finish him.
Is this the fucking thanks I get for making my people proud every chance I get? Yeah. It's okay, I get. Cold world. This night, Jah no love. Only Jah know where it started from. Oluwa Bona still apply pressure. Sneak up on you on a silent one. With that person, I showed you how to really do this thing. Oluwa Bona now the blueprint of cause, and I gave you Afrofusion. No words can describe all of my waka, no place I no go to. If me they ask you, I like this and they ask you. He could take your mind, buto. Basa, you go there, this is now, system of the up thanks I get. Too many people know they fear God. What you think He created hell for? Mankind so jealous, but in that no know that they tell us. Well, I'm even more. Only one I'm too jealous. My fall is unheard of. Never hear them say I fell. He could take your mind, buto. Basa, you go there, this is now, system of the up dance I get. You say my mama dance for fella. See I no get baby mama. Say that I'm cancel the game. You say person fuck you. Because I want to like person woman. System of thanks I get for making my people proud every chance I get.
Yeah, the Friday edition of Sports Cruise on Mainland 98.3 FM. We say thanks for listening and joining us. We still have about over 40 minutes to give you the best sports show anywhere in the country. I said that and I beat my chest. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM. YouTube and Facebook, Mainland 98.3 FM. Keep your comments coming in and the interaction. We appreciate you. Thank you. And 𝐒𝐲𝐨 𝐂𝐫𝐭s is here doing this with me. We are about to go into the North London Derby. I think that's the biggest game this weekend, correct?
Certainly. Well, in the Premier League.
I think anyway. But if you have a bigger game somewhere else, you can let us know.
Okay, well, I don't know. I think in the course of the week, Wally was asking if Arsenal is actually a big team. But when it comes to the derby, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. Both of the teams are unbeaten in all competition this season. Yes, for Arsenal, they've gone in 5 games. They've had 4 wins and a draw. For Tottenham Hotspur, also 4 wins and a draw. In fact, both Tottenham player and manager, James Maddison, and the manager actually won the manager and the player of the month of August in the English Premier League. So they've been on a phenomenal run. A team that lost the biggest player in the history of Tottenham Hotspur. It came to Bayern, and then you would expect that they were going to struggle, but just like typical of Real Madrid. Also, sometimes when the person carrying the responsibility of the team in terms of goals leaves, it gives the team bigger responsibility. That, you know what, this person would always give the ball to. I actually love the ball, the team. So we have to share the responsibility, and that's exactly what we're seeing. With Tottenham at the moment, they played some phenomenal game of football. We're talking about it before we came on air that this is going to be the biggest test for both sides. Talking about Arsenal played Nottingham Forest, they played Fulham, they played Everton. No disrespect to those teams. They played Manchester United. None of those teams would have probably would have rated as a big test for them. The derby on itself, irrespective of the form you go into the derby, it could go either way. It's tricky. Although the record doesn't look good for Tottenham Hotspur at the Emirates Stadium. In fact, in the last 13 years.
I've given it away. Oh yeah, I've given it away. That's the question I wanted to ask. When was the last time Spurs won a Premier League game?
Exactly. Apologies, I didn't know that was the question. I was just going to start the analysis from there. 13 years ago was the last time Tottenham actually had a win on Arsenal's home turf. So it shows that everybody had always won. Tottenham will win in their own stadium, whether it was at White Hart Lane or their new London Stadium, and Arsenal would also win on their own games too. But again, you look at the form of Arsenal this season. And by the way, their captain Martin Odegaard just signed a 5-year deal today, so it's going to be with the side till 2028. It shows that the team is got committed. I'm really looking out for what Arteta wants to do with Ryan and Ramsdale. I've read quite a lot of theories. I've read quite a lot of opinion about maybe Ramsdale time. He made some mistake doing. And truth is this: Arsenal were never in the market for a goalkeeper at the early time of the transfer window. They literally just got their job done quick enough. Apart from the Declan Rice deal that really lingered, they went to Ajax. They brought in Julian Timber, quick deal. They also brought in I can't remember. They brought in a couple of players, but you knew that their biggest target was certain. Okay, they brought in Kai Havertz also from Chelsea, which I don't know how to even classify that deal. I think it's good readers to bad rubbish for Chelsea fans. I just started understanding what Chelsea fans have actually endured, but I still repeat. After he denies that, he's still been Chelsea's best player. So now let's go back to that. So you look at the performance of Ramsdale, especially in those 2 preseason games against Barcelona and against Manchester United. They lost the game to Manchester United. They won Barcelona. But you look at the games and the goals, and then you ask yourself, is this the team? Now I saw what Roland was trying to say first today. It was actually Thierry Henry that said it. He said if he was Arteta, he would see Ramsdale as a player, as a goalkeeper that would take him to top 4, but he will see Raya as a goalkeeper that will win him trophies. I mean, that's some huge form of confidence coming from arguably the biggest player to ever play for Arsenal in Thierry Henry. So I think it's going to be a very tricky game this weekend today. And one thing is guaranteed: goals will come. Well, the highest goal scorer in the North London derby at left, which is 𝐒𝐴, is not going to be in there. So he's probably just like a little turn off the flesh of the Arsenal defenders. But again, you look at the quality of the Arsenal attack, depending on what they want to come up with. I saw someone, I think it was Darren Bent, the former Charlton and Tottenham Hotspur striker, and he gave a combined North London derby starting 11. I find that so disrespectful. He didn't even include a single Tottenham Hotspur player.
Come on. But you know, now that we think of it, let us do it here. Is there a Spurs player that would realistically start for Arsenal? If you look at the current Spurs team, again, is no longer there. I would say maybe Son definitely, not even maybe Son definitely.
The thing is, who is Son going to bench? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Who is he going to bench?
Martinelli is
not even fit. He's not going to play on Sunday. He's injured.
So regardless of who it is, Son is better than Arsenal's left wing. That was not it's an argument.
Son better than Trossard.
Yes.
Current form,
whatever. Son is better.
Like we said, we all like the derby. It's a different ball game. I've seen Real Madrid do that. When they play Atletico Madrid, it's a bit unpredictable. You see the best of players that are in the top form. I mean, for Arsenal at the moment, even if Martinelli was fit.
Yeah.
I will still pick.
No, come on. This is not a comedy show. Well, yeah, now that I think of it, I think Arsenal are just so overtly dominant over Spurs right now.
Let me say the last four after the early injuries scare United. You look at their win at Goodison Park. I looked at Messi's triumph in Qatar, the World Cup. You look at some clicks and you just feel like this is exactly the way it should be. I'm not sure. No disrespect to every other Arsenal player. I'm not sure there's anybody better positioned to have made that record, scored that vital first goal than Bukayo Saka. He's definitely the future of the side. He wants to be a legend on that, and he's doing exceptionally well for himself. So he's going to be really tricky, really tricky.
A bit of a damning statistic here. Speaking of Arsenal versus Tottenham, Tottenham won their first ever Premier League game away at Arsenal. Their first ever Premier League.
That was in 1800.
Started officially Premier League in 1992.
Yeah.
So the first time they played Arsenal away from home in the Premier League was in 1993, and they won that game by 3-1. Since that match, the first one, they did not beat Arsenal again until the one you referenced now in 2010. They did not beat Arsenal away from home in the Premier League. In 20 years, they won from 1993 till 2010.
2010, yes, that was the last win 13 years ago.
So,
and from then on,
they still not won. So Spurs have only won twice away at Arsenal
in the North London derby
in history of the Premier League. Let us leave it at that. And also, Spurs have dropped their most points in Premier League history against Arsenal. Is this the most one-sided big derby in football right now?
I don't know.
To be honest, it pretty much leans towards the home side.
This is the 193rd North London derby, and Arsenal had won 81 times. 81 wins for Arsenal in 193 games, and they've had only about 24 draws. So I don't know if it's a one-sided thing, but again, you look at the rivalry between both of them. Tottenham Hotspur were the one that took Arsenal's place in the Champions League. In fact, the back-to-back Champions League that Tottenham qualified, they did it at the detriment of Arsenal. In fact, 2 seasons ago, they finished just 1 point adrift of Arsenal to pick the final Champions League slot, and Arsenal finished 5th. So I don't know. Like I said, I think the most one-sided derby had to be Liverpool Everton. See, nobody. They should even cancel that. They should stop calling it a derby. The mayor said derby is not a derby at all. Like I said, I think it's the most one-sided derby for Tottenham Hotspur. Like I said, Liverpool will beat Everton at Goodison Park, still beat them at Anfield. At least Tottenham will beat Arsenal on their own turf.
Yeah, but
Arsenal will also beat Arsenal Tottenham on their own turf. So you win your home, I win my home. Yeah, but for the main side derby, is beat blue black for Tottenham. In fact, the last 11 men said that Everton has scored only 3 goals and Liverpool has scored 24 goals. So I think that's the most one-sided derby in the history of mankind.